Well, coaches, thanks for the opportunity to talk to you about the Tex-Bone, and we're going to talk Veer today. And I think you're probably going to see two pretty different takes on the Veer. I'm not the traditionalist. We do kind of what you call a evolution, I guess is a good way of putting it, of triple option. We call it triple option for the 21st century. We've taken traditional triple option schemes like Belly, and like Veer, and we've married them to a lot of spread concepts and spread formations. And I'll talk a little bit about why we've liked that and what we think some of the benefits are. This system was put together by myself and by my associate head coach and our offense coordinator, Tom Ross. He also coaches our offensive line. And he was the guy that brought the option side of it, and I was the guy that brought the spread side of it. And as I said, this is a traditional triple option play that's adapted to what we're doing in the Tex-Bone. Now, with the Tex-Bone coaches, our base run play, our base triple option play is power. And in fact, we love power. We run power a bunch of ways. One, we run it as power triple, where the defensive end, who normally you'd kick out with the fullback and I formation power, we read him for our dive, and then the first backer outside the box, that outside linebacker, becomes our pitch key. We also run power read from shotgun. We run jet motion, fly motion power read, whatever you call it, and then short yardage goal line, we'll run what we call double pull power, where we'll pull the guard and a backside wing, and we'll have double pulls to the front side. But today we're going to go into Veer. It's a very important play for us. So it's not an auxiliary play, though we run power more. We do a lot with our Veer. So again, we think that the Tex-Bone is a marriage of triple option spread, and we've taken those traditional schemes and made them really multiple with formations. We like it because spread defensive philosophies provide predictable assignments and alignments for us. So what I'm saying is, if you're a Flexbone team, you may go into the game, and we're the same way, having little to no idea how teams were going to line up to defend your Flexbone. But when you line up in 2x2 open or doubles, you know how the team's going to line up. Is it going to be a 4-1 box? Is it going to be a 4-4 structure? And then you can predict really well also how defensive ends are going to play dives based on the zone read things you see, how outside linebackers may play. So we really like the predictability that it gives us. But we're also unpredictable to defend because we do throw the ball probably more than most triple option teams. And we can be running a spread play. We can be running all the varieties of triple option that we do. And those are some of the things that we like. So we feel like it's unique. Makes it a little bit difficult to prepare for because, again, those spread formations give us predictable alignments. It's also made it easier for a quarterback. It's easier for our guys to count. There's always counting systems involved in triple option. We like that we're two offenses with one set of players, and we really feel like our imagination is kind of our only limitation. We're not limited to formations or personnel groups. We've been able to add stuff and then keep going as we go. So again, it's a traditional option that's been adapted to the shotgun, and we like to do it out of multiple formations. For us, it's simple gap control blocking. Similar to outside Veer. It's best to the one technique. And of course, Veer coaches will probably, outside Veer coaches will agree on that outside Veer is better to the one. They may run their inside Veer to the 3. For us, though, we're able to run the one version, the one way that we run Veer to the 3 technique. And that's one of the things I'm excited to show you. I think it's a unique way that we found to run our version of outside Veer and make it to where we can run it to the 1 or the 3 without having to make it 2 plays where it's an inside Veer to the 3 and an outside Veer to the 1. I mentioned that we run power a lot. And when we run power, you pull that guard, you're bringing linebackers to the play. You're creating an extra gap. And, of course, most teams are going to mirror and scrape that backer over the top. So we do have to deal with that flow. And, of course, we have ways to deal with it and ways to run counters to take advantage of over pursuing linebackers that follow pulls. But one of the things that we like about Veer, and as I'm calling plays, one of the things I like about it is when we don't have a puller, linebackers stay at home. When they see more base blocking or more inside Veer blocking, those linebackers kind of sit, versus when they see a guard pull, they train all week long before they play us to take off. So we feel like it's a great complement to our power game and that the linebackers really hold when they don't see a puller right before the snap. So here it is. Here's diagrams of how we run our Veer option to a 0 or a 1. A 0, we're calling a head up, kind of an odd front, traditional nose tackle. Or a 1 technique for us is anyone lined up in the A gap. It could be a 2 technique all the way to a shade on the center of the guard all the way to the 0. You can think of this, the way we run our Veer, as down blocking or back blocking. We're working our gaps to the back side of the defense. So our play side tackle is B gap to play side linebacker. Our play side guard is A gap to play side linebacker. So between our play side guard and tackle, they're going to take the defensive lineman on that side of the formation, the interior defensive lineman, and the other one is going to work up to the linebacker. Now, we're not doing this in combination. We're not stepping together and doubling or looking for any sort of double team because we want to create movement. We want to wash guys down the line of scrimmage. We want to be able to get up quickly up to level 2. So we're not double teaming at all on this play, anywhere across the line of scrimmage. Our center's backside A gap to backside linebacker, backside guards B gap to backside linebacker, and the backside tackle is a C gap. So just like the play side tackle and guard are handling the near defensive lineman to the backer, same thing with the center and backside guard. Wherever the near defensive lineman is, they have him up to the backside linebacker. So they're working in pairs up to the linebacker, but they're not working in combination. They're just blocking what's in their gap. If they have a gap threat, they take it. If there's no gap threat, they work to level 2. Our fullback's the dive. Not a ton of time today to go into all the details of that, but of course they're all in the Tex-Bone materials. Then we have it drawn up here. We have a single wing drawn in. He's going to work around to be our pitch player. Of course, I just showed you 12 different ways to get a pitch player in position within the Tex-Bone. So we're not limited to, I guess, what I call a real traditional way of having a backside wing player working around to be the pitch. Quarterback's job, of course, is triple option, so he's dive key to pitch key. For us, we declare the dive key to be the first lineman on or outside the tackle, and then our pitch key is the first linebacker outside the box. And that's as simple as we make our reads, and we don't change them as we go through.
So I'll talk about triple option load scheme and our rules. Coach Austin talked about running versus a 1 or a 3 and inside veer versus outside veer. And we're similar that we're always going to read the man on or outside the tackle. So running to us, running at a 1 or a 3 doesn't really make it inside or outside veer. So in our terminology, whether we run it at the 1 or a 3, it's going to be inside veer. We wouldn't call it outside veer till we blocked the man over the tackle and read the next guy. We moved the re-key out of man because if we're going to read the 3 technique, then we're going to be on a midline path. So that's just a little bit how we are going to talk about the difference between inside veer, outside veer. So I'll talk all inside veer here. Our wide receiver's got a read stock, so he's going to block the near deep defender. Our play side slot and tackle are going to combo the play side linebacker up to the safety. They're both veering or running back the old 5-path load scheme. Our play side guard is going to base is his rule. And then if we have a 3 technique, the guard and tackle are going to double that 3. And if we have an A-gap player, we're going to double that player with the center. So we're always going to double the trouble. Center is going to scoop unless there's an A-gap player, and he's going to double with the guard. And our backside linemen are always going to scoop play side A seam. So we're not blocking gap. We are scooping it. So that's the rules. We are going to let our fullback or our B-back, his key here is going to be to hit it hard and get a yard. We're going to let him be a running back. His aiming point is the inside hip of that guard, and we want to get a yard after that, be a running back. Like I said, we're going to combo this up from that linebacker to the safety. We will block the backside linebacker if he's fast flowing, but we don't ever talk about looking for him. We'll say we'll block the scraping linebacker if he becomes the play side linebacker. Never wait for him, because if you wait for him, he's been there too slow. And we want to get that deep safety blocked. Again, we're doubling the trouble. And then one of the important things when you go under center is the pitch path to this backside slot. We're going to give in, we go on cadence. So on set, he's going to go in motion. Our quarterback's basically going to say set, hut. So he's going to get about a split second, get some motion in, and we're going to snap the ball. He's going to aim and point through the heels of the fullback. He goes 3 steps lateral and then gets downhill. I think that's one of the imperative things when you're under center is that you cannot attack the pitch key. If that read key comes down and cancels the B-back, we want to pull the ball. We want to replace, clear step, replace, and replace him up the field. And we want to make that pitch key come to us. If we attack him and we're going to let them slow play, we're going to let the defensive pursuit catch up. So if he cancels the fullback, we're going to clear step and replace, and then that's when our running back after 3 steps is going to get downhill. We're not going to break down a pitch. It would be more of a flip type situation. So that's what it's going to look like when we're running it over at a 1 technique.
Coaches, Rick Stewart with All Access Coaching, where we're all about coaches helping coaches. Thanks for watching the video, and I've got to ask, please hit the subscribe and like button below. The like button really helps us with valuable data as to what videos to make and upload in the future to help you out. And the subscribe button will notify you when we upload new content to the channel. This channel is not specific to an offense or a defense. It's not even specific to Rick Stewart. I fly over the country filming college coaches and state championship coaches about their offenses, about their drills, about practices, about defense, about program building, team building, fundraising, and weight training. It's all about coaches helping coaches. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and like below. And as always, better today, but never as good as tomorrow.